So you're thinking about moving to St. Louis Park, Minnesota? In this video, we're going to take you around and show you everything it has to offer, from bars and restaurants, entertainment, and of course some real estate stuff. Make sure you stick around until the end because we're going to highlight one of our favorite places in the entire St. Louis Park area. So our first stop here in St. Louis Park is somewhat of a historical setting. St. Louis Park has a lot of ties to building up right around the end of World War II. We're here in Miracle Mile right now, which is actually one of the first shopping centers in all of the state. The first one was actually over there, but it's no longer here. It was tore down in the 80s. But the reason I wanted to start right here, because one of the main things that I think is a huge asset about St. Louis Park is the proximity to everything. So right behind me, you have Highway 100. Down the street that way you have 169, and then east and west you have 62 and 394. So you're really hooked up to all the major highways in the city. You can get downtown in minutes. You can get to the Mall of America, to the airport. All those things are really close. So I think that's a major thing to highlight about St. Louis Park. We're in a pretty busy section right here. A thing to note while we're in this area is during rush hour, you're definitely going to be sitting in some traffic to and from work, but there is some areas to live right in this area. We're going to go check that out now, and we'll get in more to the history stuff a little bit later when we go into the residential areas. We're now at Excelsior and Grand, which is an older place, but as you can see, they kind of updated. They have a lot of new condos, a lot of storefronts, so you don't really have to travel much to get to all the amenities that you're going to need. Behind us, we still have a big open park. This is Wolf Park. So the feeling around here is kind of congested a little bit. There's lots of people everywhere you look. And so if you're not somebody that wants to live around a lot of people, this might not be the best place for you. But the cool thing is that it's really close to downtown. We're within minutes down Excelsior of the chain of lakes and some really nice expensive neighborhoods down there. So you're going to get some high-end shops around here, hair salons, restaurants, and like I said, everything is going to be just below your condo. These condos are going to be in the $200,000 to $300,000 range. You're not getting a ton of space in there, but it's, you know, for a single or a younger couple, it's something that may work perfectly, and you're going to be within close proximity of all the amenities that you need. If we could just take a shot around here, you can see St. Louis Park has a lot of condos, a lot of apartment buildings, but we'll show you some neighborhoods later that are a little bit more quaint, kind of quiet neighborhoods. But this is a lot of what St. Louis Park has to offer, is kind of an urban feel, really close to downtown. Let's go take a walk around and see what we can find in this area. All right, so as I said, we did a little walking around and exploring. This place is really nice. It has lots of amenities right there, right where you live. But if you're not comfortable with busy streets and noisy, lots of people, this might not be the perfect spot for you right here at the Excelsior and Grand. They have many other neighborhoods. Let's go check out a little bit more peaceful, quiet, quaint neighborhood not too far from here. So we made it here to a little bit quieter, more family-oriented neighborhood. I would like to note that we are still close to a freeway. I can hear traffic. You're going to see that all around St. Louis Park because of just how urban and close to the city this is. But this is your typical neighborhood around here. You're going to have a lot of mid-50s, mid-century modern homes, because after World War II, a lot of families moved back and all these first-ring suburbs really popped up, and people just wanted to settle in, have a family, and have a modest house near the city. Now across the street, you will see, just like all the other first-ring suburbs and really everywhere, you have condos going up here, you have higher-end buyers coming in and knocking down some of these old classic houses and putting up big modern houses. But this is what we're going to see all around St. Louis Park. So what we're going to do now is hop in the car, and we're just going to kind of highlight some areas so you can see. You're going to see these modern, mid-century modern houses everywhere, but you're also going to see some pockets of condos, apartment buildings, shopping centers, restaurants, and some busy business areas. So let's hop in the car so you can see for yourself. All right, guys, so now we took you to another neighborhood. We're now more on the western end of St. Louis Park. This neighborhood is super similar to the one we were just at, but I just wanted to make another quick stop to show you that, just like I said in the last area, you're gonna have a lot of houses that were built in the 1950s and 60s, a lot of 1.5-story houses, but as we can see down the street, you still get a few big houses that are new builds. They bought something and tore it down. One thing I want to note about these houses is that they're going to range in price from about $300 to mid $500s, and that's going to depend on the finishes that you put in them. So it's always a good place to invest because you're going to get out what you put into these houses, meaning, you know, the high-end finishes are definitely going to net you a higher dollar. So again, I just wanted to show you, you're going to see this all around St. Louis Park. Now we're going to take you to an area to show you some of the shopping and amenities that they have, and we'll also take a stop by the school. Let's go check it out. So now we made it to the Texa-Tonka area in St. Louis Park. Similar to a lot of the stuff we've already seen, Texa-Tonka is your mid-50s kind of outdoor shopping center. You're gonna have lots of places to eat, cool little boutiques, a taco shop, stuff like that. Also similar to the things that we've seen in this area, you're gonna have a highway right over here. Highway 169 runs north and south right this way. And then you're gonna have a pretty busy street behind you. You got condos, apartments, all pretty typical of the stuff that we've seen in the area. We're actually pretty close to one of the schools, so we're gonna run over there in a second. But first, let's take a walk around and see what they got in this area. We're about a block and a half from where we just were at the Texa-Tonka shopping center. We are just up and around the corner. We're actually out in front of one of 4 elementary schools here in St. Louis Park. St. Louis Park has 4 elementary schools, 1 middle school, and 1 high school with a B+ rating on niche.com. One of the things that brought down the rating that I noticed on niche.com is that the teachers and faculty actually had a C rating. So take that as you will. I don't want to dwell on that, but let's take a look around. As you can see, like I said, there's 1 elementary school here, but you're gonna get a mix of baseball fields, parks, things like that. So even though we are still kind of in an urban setting, you still have some open green spaces and lots of stuff for kids to do. Now, if we flip around here on the other side of the street, similar to lots of other areas in St. Louis Park, you have a mix of parks, schools, but then you have rental units and kind of congested, you know, rental area. Rentals in this area are going to run about $1,300 to $1,800, which is pretty average for the city, but it's still not very cheap. So depending on what you're looking to do, this would be an option in St. Louis Park as well. Now let's go head over to the west end, the place I've been excited to show you this whole time. All right, so we finally made it here to our final destination that I've been referring to this whole time. We're at the west end, which if you talk to anybody in the city about St. Louis Park, this is definitely gonna be something that they're gonna refer to. I'm gonna start with the proximity again. Just like everything else in St. Louis Park, we're about a block from 394, which is a main highway that's gonna take you right into downtown Minneapolis in like 2 minutes from here. And if you go west, you're gonna be by the Ridgedale Mall and a suburban area within minutes as well. So we're really close to just about everything. As far as shopping goes, the west end is gonna have everything shopping and entertainment. Behind us here, we got all your big box stores, Home Depot, a liquor store, Office Depot, PetSmart. You have a whole mix of nail places, haircuts, fast food. You also have Costco and the Costco gas station where everybody likes to save some money on gas. But all that stuff aside, the cool thing that I want to highlight about West End is on the other side of the street here, where you have literally high-end shopping, restaurants, bars, a movie theater, a couple places to highlight. Punch Bowl Social, where we actually went the last time we were in this area and just had a great time. You got craft beers. You can go to Crave for sushi. As the night goes on, you may want to do some dancing at the Loop. And if that's not your speed, you could go to the Icon Theater to watch a movie. And after all that said and done, you're either going to have a really cheap Uber ride home or a quick 5-minute drive to your house. So this is why I wanted to end here, because St. Louis Park is really awesome with the proximity and having a mix of everything. That's all I got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. We're gonna head over to Punch Bowl Social and hit up that happy hour. As always, if you guys have any questions or need any help with real estate, my contact info is below. Text me, call me, email, and I would love to help you make a move.